Good morning, this is the 20-minute hop and a trip from Stillwater, Oklahoma to Perry, Oklahoma, box 22 in the Coronado A36 Bonanza, and it'll be a 16-mile trip with an estimated time en route of 6 minutes. Fuel out is 50.7 gallons. Already have the frequencies tuned into COM1 and COM2. Perry does not have any kind of automated weather observation system. We're going to just expect that it'll be a similar departure and arrival runway at Perry, and we will overfly the field to make sure that our choice is a good one. Field elevation at Perry is 974, and we're going to cruise at 3,000 again today. I didn't quite figure out the situation from our last flight, but my remedy for today is that I'm going to do all of my view changes in my upper monitor, so that way I do not cause a conflict with my upper monitor and my lower monitor in chase plane. And this should afford to do that. I've set my presets for left wing, spot plane, right wing, dash cam, GPS and radios, lower panel, belly cam, forward looking, tail cam. It's 8:32, so we're going to get underway here. And I'm bringing up my checklist right now. And I'm going to print a new page 1, or first page of the check. Actually, I refreshed my checklist. There are some pages that got lost, and so I've been pulling up the checklist from my first page of before starting checklist, those 6 items, and then turning it off. And I just want to get into being having on my new year my paper checklist, because it's a little bit clunky doing anything like that. So, and doing the pull up the checklist like that for only 6 items. Our seats positioned and locked, seatbelts secured and fastened, parking brakes set, all avionics are off, circuit breakers are in, landing gear, handle is down, flaps are up, cowl flaps open, light switches are off, electrical elevator trim switch off, fuel selector valve, check operation, and then full tank. Okay. It still is not apparent whether or not the fuel selector in the aircraft is swapped, where the left tank is feeding off of the right switch and the right tank is feeding off of the left switch. So I have more fuel in the right tank this morning, and we're going to run with the left tank to see if we can equalize and if that is really the case. Battery alternator switches on. Fuel quantity checked. Fuel quantity is good. Again, seeing that the right tank is has the greatest quantity. Before starting checklist complete, begin on their prop. Avionics switches on. Start time 8:40. 8:30. A37 on the yoke. That's interesting. That feels like you're seeing that it's on all. Alright, if that's the case, I'm going to keep that switch where it is at. And when we land, probably don't have gas in pair. So we're going to check the fuel once we shut down. And if both tanks have been depleted, then that's good. I'm going to keep that switch where it's at. And because it's more favorable to have cross-feed fuel flow as opposed to tank from switching your tanks. If you have both opportunity, that's the best way to go. So that's what I want, and we will check it when we land in Perry. Alright, engines running. Well, avionics switches on. So accustomed to how I was doing things.
Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 26 Celsius. Dew point 22 Celsius. Altimeter 2996. Kilo Sierra Whiskey Oscar automated weather observation 1339 Zulu. Wind 196 and 6. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 26 Celsius.
Talk to the 1000 pressure check. External power not applicable. Enter switch. This on. Indicator lights are out. Alright, extra checklist complete. That's good. Stillwater ground, Bonanza 9092 Tango. South parking, request taxi for departure to the north.
Stillwater ground, November 902 Tango, ready to taxi, north departure. November 902 Tango, taxi to and hold short on runway 17 via taxiway Delta. Contact tower on 125.35 when ready.
Taxi to runway 17 via Delta 9092 Tango.
Taxi to and hold short runway 17 using taxiway Delta 902 Tango.
Alright. Clear on the right. And clear on the left. Taxi lights on. Brake check. Brakes are good on the left. Teal cam modes. We have a good situational awareness. Ah, jeez. Here it comes. So we don't live very far from Stillwater Airport, and I've been here several times, and this scenery is very accurate to what the terminal looks like and the facilities. The only thing I can't say is realistic is the fact there are some 757s on the ramp here, and with coronavirus, I don't know if they are storing some aircraft up there. We're going to deviate from our clearance here and not turn that on the Alpha 2 because I don't want to taxi under those aircraft. But I'm using two programs. One's called Real Traffic and the other is called FSX SE, and those are providing ADS-B flight information into Flight Simulator so that when we're out flying, we actually can pick up the real-time air traffic. And I've been reading up on it because of that kind of thing, that there's inaccurate aircraft on the airport. And from what I can gather is that it is not actually accurate in that regard, because it's a learning program, so it actually learns as it detects aircraft coming in and out of an airport. It makes a note of it. And so when you first start out with the program, it doesn't have anything, and so it'll just spawn aircraft that could possibly land there. And American does service Stillwater, so it sees, oh, there's spots for narrow-body aircraft and it's American. Okay, we'll drop a 757 in there because it might be the case. So there's a way to go in and make edits to that, and that's not something that I have been up to yet, but that's where that's at. Alright, I can get back on Delta here.
Approaching runway 0422.
Turn right. Correction, clear on the left. And clear on the right. Since our last flight, I did adjust the rudder pedals slightly. I would say it doesn't feel as sensitive today. So I'm gonna go in between this and our next flight, go in and do a little bit more fine tuning on them. Tower switched over here. Alright, before takeoff, seatbelt, shoulder harness check, parking brake set, radios check, engine instruments check, flight instruments check and set. Takeoff flaps are open. Trim set 3 up. Six up. It's just me in the front seat today. Flaps are up, doors and windows secure, flight controls free, correct mixture full rich. Alright. Before takeoff checklist complete. Before we go, we did go for our run up. Since we're in this flight simulator, we don't need to do an engine run up. Okay. In a real airplane, yes, we would do an engine run up and we would check our propeller control to make sure that we do see that change in RPM. Alright, takeoff will be 2700, rotating at 70, and then climb out at 2500, 25 inches, and 109. And we get that set there. Stillwater Tower, Bonanza 9092, Tango runway 17, ready for VFR departure to the north.
Stillwater Tower, November 9092 Tango, ready for north departure. Runway 17, November 9092 Tango, cleared for takeoff. Runway 17, departure to the north of route.
Clear for takeoff from runway 17, departure to the north approved 9092 Tango. Alright, got all lights on, here we go.
Approaching runway 17. Entered runway 17. 7,300 feet remaining.
Alright, here we go. Airspeed's alive, engine instruments in the green. "70 knots from tape. Anchor coming up. Start a right turn out. There's 109, so I'm going to pitch up to hold that airspeed. Okay, there's our heading. Breakage change approved. 92 Tango, thanks. So it looks like Barrow Airport straight ahead of us. Fuel elevation there is 947, I believe. 974. Trim down here because I still want to climb through my altitude here. So the biggest thing I have to remember is after takeoff is to neutralize my trim on this airplane. close. Mixture is leaned. There we go. 3,000 now. To 974 for elevation. Traffic pattern will be 1974, which means we want to overfly the field at 2,500. So I'm going to get down to 2,500 now. And we're going to parallel, we're going to go into this wide parallel now so that we can overfly the field and then come back around. Actually scratch that, we're going to just overfly the field at 2,500 and then we'll circle back. Ferry traffic, Bonanza 9092 Tango is 7 miles to the southeast. Inbound landing will overfly the field 2,500 for airfield inspection. Air traffic, Bonanza 9092 Tango, 2 miles to the east, overflying the field 2,500 Perry. So as we're overflying the field, we're going to look for that windsock to give us an indication what the winds are doing. Two runways here, but in real world there's that 422 runway's been decommissioned, so we're just going to use runway 1735. Oh, it is closed. Steel windsock. But it's too hard to tell if it's they can't make it out, so we'll just enter the downwind for the 45 downwind on runway 17 and we'll land that way. Ferry traffic, Bonanza 9092 Tango, 1 mile south of the field, 3,000. We'll enter a 45 for left downwind on runway 17 Perry. We're going to get down to the traffic pattern altitude of 1974. And our before landing checklist: seatbelt, shoulder harnesses secure, fuel selector full as tank, cowl flaps as required, make sure full rich. Landing gear will put down on downwind. Landing taxi lights are on. Flaps will wait for final or full down. And our speed approach, established landing speed, propeller high PM. Okay, 1974. Perry traffic Bonanza 9092 Tango 45 for runway 17 Perry. Perry traffic Bonanza 92 Tango left downwind runway 17 full stop Perry. Gear down, prop to full, flaps to full. Perry traffic Bonanza 92 Tango left base runway 17 Perry. $500. Correction, 600. $300. Great traffic, Bonanza 92 Tango, final runway 17 Perry. So I got that flashing there, it means I'm slightly low. Just about 100 above. Stop here. $9.12. After landing, flaps are up, trim set to 3. Cow flaps open. Just gonna stop it right there. I'll push it back after it's shut down. So obviously the brake adjustment that I made did help with taxiing, but for ground handling, that's another story. So we'll get that fixed. Alright, shutdown checklist. Taxi lights, nav lights off. Keep the beacon on. Radio's off. Full. Shut down at 9:17. Master switch off. Key off. Battery master switch. Let's check our fuel real quick before we say goodbye. And we went through the fuel box, so it filled us up. Thank you, Flight Simulator. Alright, well, we'll have to solve that question on the next time. I hope you enjoyed the trip today. And I thoroughly am. The whole mission of 20MinHop is to get better for the next time. And personally, after flying these 4 20-odd minute trips, I am definitely feeling a lot more comfortable in the airplane when coming down to knowing my checklist, being on the lookout for my altitude, airspeeds, and my trim, all those sorts of things. Just it's amazing when you're just consistently doing it, how you just start to get firmer and firmer, and a lot more solid. So please, if you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, and please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next time when we conquer the USA in 20 minutes a day on the 20-minute hop. I'm Sean. See you next time.